Welcome to AD Shedshop. Hi, I'm AD. This is my first video. Could be interesting, I hope. Let's see what we make. This is my glamorous assistant. Say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much fun. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Glamorous assistant. So, wood selection's important. It's only plywood, but 3mm, 3.2 is what I prefer to use. I have a nice box that keeps it all in one nice place. Right here. Ta-da! So, I've selected my wood. Just some small pieces of ply. 5 pieces. Stick them in a stack and cut them out. I've got a pattern to go on, obviously. I don't think you should go much more than 5, maybe 6. I tried it with 10. It didn't go so well. I ended up with quite a few wasted and broken, and it was also down to my wood selection. Unfortunately, those ones hadn't been kept where these were in that nice box. So, yeah. Nice dry box. Hopefully, nice good ply. Okay, so things we're going to need. Tape. Clear tape. Blue tape, painter's tape. Masking tape. Whole number of tapes. You might have your own favourite that you like. Wood. Pattern. We're also going to need a 12mm drill bit. Either spade, or as I like to use, my nice brand new sourcing map 12mm beautiful Forstner bit. Forgot what it was called then. Do we need a rule? I don't think we need a rule. That's just there anyway. So what else do we need? We're going to need a knife for cutting out the pattern, obviously, and we're going to need the good old favourite Pritt Stick. It's the best glue in the world, I think. Is it the best glue in the world? Yeah, it's the best glue in the world. Trust me. Best glue in the world. We're also going to need a hole saw. And some 12mm dowel. Got to have 12mm dowel. Have a 12mm hole. Oh yes, and we're going to need a hole saw. Now my hole saw of choice is a 32mm hole saw with, there's a pilot drill in it. It's not very good. I'm going to need to work out a new way of doing it. I have to put up the shop vac. There's so much dust created, so much smoke created. It burns, it ends up stopping. It's a brand new hole saw. It's just been used a lot of times. It's useless, absolutely useless. It's not brand new anymore. Useless hole saw. So I think I'm going to have to work out a new way of doing it. I've ended up with too many bad ones. Anyway, scissors. Let's go with the scissors. Straight away. Let's cut out a pattern. Now, I got this pattern online. I literally just Google searched bike chain link, and then I enlarged it to the size I needed, and that was it. Doesn't have to be precise as long as it fits on your wood. Job done. Stack your wood. Let's get rid of that, we don't need that yet. Not for quite some time. Whew. Gone. Now, stacking the wood. What's next? Tape it together. Now, I just recently got introduced to this nice blue painter's tape. It's right, it's on. Just the screen goes off. I think it saves battery that way. Sorry, it went a bit wobbly. Just knocked into you. My glamorous assistant just turned around and told me that the screen's not on. Screen wasn't on. It was still recording. Are you still recording? It was still recording. Good. Anyhow, there we go. Get some blue painter's tape. Bish bash. Slice. So, the reason I have my glamorous assistant is because I have a memory problem. I know you don't want to hear about it, it's my first video. Exactly, okay, I won't tell you. But if you wanted to know, I have memory problems. I got diagnosed last year and I thought, you know what? Instead of just losing me memory on my own, let's make other people join me while I try to remember things. Huh? Yeah, how much fun does that sound? Yeah, that's what I thought. It doesn't. But hey, you're not the one that's going through it. Unless you are going through it, and then welcome to the club. I haven't taped this the right way, have I? No, right, let's just... how do I normally tape this? This is not the way I tape this. Let's try that again. So, get your wood, stack it, yeah? Nice. And then wrap it. Stack it and wrap it. And make sure that's nice and tight. Because if you get a nice tight stack, it cuts much better on the scroll saw. Oh yeah, much better on the scroll saw. Doesn't matter that it's off. Yeah, not cutting the sides. Let's get another piece. And bosh. Now this tape is literally only here for the pattern to be glued onto and to hold the wood together. I mean, it'd be silly otherwise, wouldn't it? Oh, what have you bought that for? Well, I thought I'd put the pattern straight on to the wood. It's not a good idea. You then end up having to pry this off or sand it off because it's just a nightmare. Alright, so that's now glued up. That's all nice, tight. Bosh, that's away. Shouldn't need that anymore. We'll probably need it in a minute. No more blue painter's tape. Pritt Stick. Now I don't care for gluing the back. I care for sticking it straight onto the tape. And you might think, oh, but you're going to get that everywhere. It's just going to go everywhere. But do you know what? Fact is, it stops it from being missed in any part. Huh? Now I am in the process of thinking about making a nice plastic template. I mean, I won't have to print these out anymore. As you can see, I did a lot of printing. It took me a long while to get to this point, and even then some of these aren't even correct. But you know what? It doesn't matter. You follow your way, you make your way. Job done. Oh, it's sticky now. That's right. Put glue on it, didn't I? Whoops. So, clear tape. Gotta love clear tape. Clear tape is great. Oh, that was noisy. It's going to lubricate the blade. And guess what? It's going to cover up that glue. Dun dun dun. Oh, yes. So I have been scrolling for quite some years now, and I upgraded my scroll saw. Hold on, glamorous assistant. When did I upgrade my scroll saw?
Last year.
I upgraded it last year. Did I upgrade it last year? Did I?
Yeah.
I upgraded it last year to the king of scroll saws, the Axminster Trade Beautiful 405. I mean, you know, mine was that size anyway, but it doesn't matter. I upgraded because this is an amazing machine. So instead of you having to turn the table to tilt it, you turn the handle and the whole saw moves, so your table stays nice and flat the whole time. Anyway, there we go. That's it, taped up. All the edges, all the way round. Did I take that all the way around? I did. How did I take that all the way around? Oh, I went that way with the blue, and I went that way with the tape. Let's get another layer on there, shall we? Oh, that is awful. So, let's get another layer on this we go round the outside for no reason other than to make sure it doesn't move. Worst thing to happen is for it to move. So tape on there, bosh, knife, stay there, tape. Yeah, it will work. You'll have your own way. You'll work it out. My way's not the greatest. My way's terrible, in fact. Look at that. It's a right mess. But don't worry. It works. It does work. What was I saying? What was I saying? Glamorous assistant. What was I saying?
Taping.
Taping? I was taping.
That's your way.
This is my way. It's a mess. Stops me getting glue on my hands now though, doesn't it? Oh yes it does. Oh yeah, that's a mess. Wow. Who'd have thought I'd been doing this for years? You wouldn't. I know. Flatten that out. Flatten the bottom out. You're probably going to do something different. Maybe, I don't know, not smash it into a piece of granite. So we're going to cut around this outside edge on the scroll saw. 5 stack. You don't want to do it in a 10. Let me show you a 10. That's a 10. Unfortunately, it is very hard to keep that blade from wandering, which could drift. And yeah, it's very hard. Plus you've also got to get something with a low tooth count, because you go too high a tooth, too thin a blade, it takes too long, it hurts the machine, you end up with smoke. 10 is too thick. I also ended up with some bad ply in that, and I'll show you what happens when you find bad ply and you're cutting these out. Okay, so need to drill the holes before we cut that out. This is my beautiful new doodah. What's it called?
Drill bit.
It's not a drill bit, it's not a spade drill bit. See, this is the memory thing that's coming in. It's I know what it is, a Forstner. There it is. I got there in the end. So this is my Forstner bit. I'm so sorry for shouting. I didn't mean to do that, just in case you had a little jump. Let's give it a... Always tighten all 3 holes on your chuck. I don't care what people say, it's the right thing to do. Now I need some waste. Bit of waste, there's a bit of waste. Bosh. Let's just unlock that. There we go. Make sure that's going to go all the way through. Oh crikey, that'll go all the way through and some. Right, let's just lock that off about there, shall we? That's probably not a bad idea. There we go. No further. Doesn't need to be that far. Doesn't need to be anywhere near that far, does it? No. It needs to be about that far. But it's okay. So the way I work out my centres is quite literally guesswork. Almost. With my new Forstner drill bit, it has centre point, as all Forstners do, but it has 2 very, very tiny side spurs, and they don't quite go down as far as the centre. So I literally just rest that in, and then I move it around to see where the spurs are, and mark them up to the edge, and that is essentially my centre. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to put the guard down for this. There's no point. And I'm going to have the light on. This is my no drill. See, light on, light off, light off, light on, light on, light off, light on. Now, this may get noisy. Don't worry. We're just going in, drilling a hole, and drilling another hole, and then we should be ready to go onto the scroll saw. God, I love this. Oh, that's a nice neat hole, isn't it? Yes. I just felt that move. Darn. Oh, and there we go, that's just gone through. Yes. Let's go through. Oh, yes, it did. Perfect. Let's go again. I am running at 700 and something RPMs, I think. So yeah, just pinches that and then smoosh. Just force a bit, over here just to clear that waste. Woo! Did that just go through? I think that did, didn't it? Oh yeah, that went through. There. That's a beautiful hole. Look at that, even on the back. Lovely. That's a fantastic drill bit. And this is a fantastic drill. Okay, we're back at the scroll saw now. I'm letting you see what I'm doing through the magnifying glass. See, there's my hand, there's the magnifying glass. Gonna get a better shot. My hands might be in the way, but don't worry, we now have our holes cut. Excellent. Good start. Let's start this nice and slow and hope that we don't have any problems with this cut. Which, by the way, it happens. I don't know why I'm starting that cut there, it seems daft. Let's start at the end. Let's speed this up too. Strong possibility I might have a blunt blade here, which would be a daft thing to be doing, right? There we go, it's not blunt. It's just a bit shy on its cut. Now what blade was this? This was the Delta 4609 skip tooth, 12 teeth per inch. That does not want to cut. Come on. There you go. A bit of speed. Now, if you're new to scrolling, you will find that scroll saws like to cut in whatever direction they want. That might sound daft, but unfortunately it's true. They like to cut in whatever direction they please. Doesn't matter if you push this in dead straight, it's going to go off to one side. Now it's normally down to the blade, unless you've got precision ground teeth. Precision ground teeth on the blades are wonderful. Also, if you're new, don't worry about my fingers being near this blade, it's not going to cut. Well, that's wrong. It can cut you. Yes, obviously it's a blade and it's going up and down at many times. It's very hard to get hurt by a scroll saw. You're more likely to get hurt by jumping when the blade snaps. And yeah, and you jump from there. Set back, fall over a wire or something, or a bit of wood behind you on the floor, or in my case, a silly animal that is a cat, because you know she likes to lay on my anti-fatigue mat that I'm standing on right now. Oh yeah, that's what you're more likely to get hurt by in the world of scroll sawing. How's that looking? That's looking alright. I suppose when you're cutting out a silhouette, I suppose you have the choice. You can either cut around it, or cut inside it. Fact is, it's entirely up to you. Just whichever way you do it, remember to kind of do that all the time with everything else that you're going to do on this in the same project. Now I decided to make this bike chain link, and I thought, I love bikes, people around me love bikes, it's a nice gift. I'm going to turn it into letters. I'll show you the letters at the end, if they work. I hope they do. And by the way, you're going to need a lot more than this stack of 5 if you're going to be doing it. Yeah, I will shut up and cut. Come around from there, nice and slowly. Okay. Boop. And there we have it. Ta-da-da-da. 5 done. Right. Nice stack of 5, nice hole in the middle, they're uniform, all the same. Now here's the thing, you might have noticed I didn't exactly stick to that line, but it doesn't matter, it's scroll sawing. It's a gift for people. What happens? It's whatever you make it. If they don't like it, next time don't give them a gift that you've made so lovingly yourself. Okay. Let's drill this hole. There it is. One hole drilled. Next up, remove said spacer. First of all, I just remove, where's my brush? There's my brush. First of all, I like to remove this wood from the outside because it's burnt on, it's hot. I don't like to get burnt, plain and simply. It's happened too often. So that's the reason we have these holes in here. Poke in, pop out, try not to get burnt. And as you can see, like I said, not centered. God, let me find one which is. I need a better way of doing this, I tell you. There you go. And as you can see, like movie magic, centered perfectly. I have no idea why this keeps going off. I do believe it's because that is definitely not centered. Let's have a look. Watch it wobble. Yep, it wobbles. That fault. Useless. So now we have spacer. We have some links. What you just have to do is peel off those links. Oh, come on, there we go. Come on, it's not hard. It's definitely not hard. There we go, lovely. Job done. I don't need that. And then peel off the bottom one. You know what I've done here, don't you? I've made 5. And what's the law of making 5 when you need 2 for each piece? Ah, look at that. See? Not every piece was good. Yeah. Darn it. I wonder if that's savable. Luckily, it's not like some of these other pieces that are most definitely not savable. I mean, yeah. bin for that. Bin for that. Let's just get rid of them. Bosh, gone. Each piece requires sanding anyway, so I like to use National Abrasives. This stuff cuts beautifully. You don't need much. What's this one? A 320. Okay, so fact is, you know, everyone says, oh yeah, I take it through the grits. I take it through the grits. Do you take it through the grits? Why'd you take it through the grits? Just get a decent sandpaper that you can literally go bish bash bosh. That's a 320 grit straight up. No other sanding required. Yeah. And that's it, done. You can sand the edges obviously. Yeah, you go around, sand the edges, especially if you've got a little bit of a mess up where I think, now this right here was the beginning and end cut. Begin that way, end that way. What I do, give you a better angle. All you do is just take that piece. Where is it? It's there. Follow your curve. Try not to sand it on your finger. I mean, that's a daft thing to do. And then bosh, I mean, that little nub is gone. Now, there's many ways to do this. Yes, I have a sander, but these are quite delicate and that's quite aggressive. If you want to go sander, you can. I mean, I'd use something with a very, very high grit, because sanders are notoriously aggressive and they will take way too much of your work away. Same again with your spacer. Just doesn't take a lot. Now I'm using softwood ply for my links, and I am using a hardwood ply for my spacers. Now you ask, what on earth are you playing at? Why are you doing that? Plain simply, that's what I got. And I quite like the contrast. So the hardwood ply I have has that horrible red glue between the layers. Couldn't tell you what the woods are. Hardwood. And the softwood ply, I do believe, is maple. It's beautiful. The softwood ply is quite nice. Now, many ways to do this. You can get a stack of them, whack them on a mandrel. Get a stack, whack them on a mandrel. Don't lose that. There we go. And takes a washer. Whack a stack. Don't do it with just one. You're going to need a lot more than just one. So whack a stack. Stick that into your drill. Just hold some sandpaper up to it. All of them nice and uniform. Or you can just stick it into a normal hand drill. Straight up, job done. So that is that. Sand these down. Sand these down. You don't want to watch me sanding those, so you can come back and have a look when that's done. I have 10 sanded. Dun 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 dun. So bunch more made, and some. I could have sworn I just put 5 spacers there. Did you see how many spacers I put? Did I only put 4 spacers there?
Yeah, five spacers.
Well, I'm an idiot. 5 spacers. Clearly, one cannot count. So remember, memory thing, got a memory thing. Clearly, eyesight and counting thing. So, there we go. We have a stack of spacers there. And we have 10 links. So next up, 12mm dowel. What do we need the 12mm dowel for? Isn't that obvious? We're going to be making a bottom. Oh look, I've got a piece there with tape on it. How nice. We're going to be making a bike chain link. It goes one on the outside, one on the inside. Spacer, one on the inside, one on the outside, and there you have it. There we have a bike chain link. That, if you ask me, is pretty cool. What I like to do is favourite thing in the world, so I like to sand and seal. It's shellac based, wonderful, does the job. Wipe it on and then buff, really. That's it. Wipe and buff. There's no need to spray lacquer or anything like that. Wipe and buff. Let's get rid of them. Wipe and buff. Will I suggest wearing gloves? I would definitely suggest wearing gloves for it. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. It comes off your hands quite nicely. It's absolutely fine. But definitely gloves. Yes. Where's me? There we are. This is what I use. This is the Barrettines? No, it's Barrettines. Shellac sanding sealer. Great stuff. It separates, especially when it's cold. And it is not warm in here in the shed shop. Well, it's 15 degrees. It's not so cold. Yeah, it's been colder in the old shed. Oh, yeah. You just give it a shake. That's it. Oh, this stuff's great. Keep it away from children. It smells sweet. It smells quite nice.
Drinkable.
Yeah, it does smell drinkable. That's right. Oh yes. Would I drink it? I would probably drink it if I was an idiot. Luckily, I'm past that stage of being an idiot. Yeah, I'm in the stage of not quite so much of an idiot. Am I?
No.
I'm not quite in that stage of not quite so much being an idiot. Clearly I'm still an idiot. I'm not so much an idiot that I'm going to drink it. But I can tell you this, you'll open it, you'll smell it, and you go, oh my god, that smells great. There. Now, it literally, you just wipe it on, job done. That'll take, a couple of minutes really. It says on this, what does it say, 20 minutes? I think it's about 20 minutes to dry. It takes 20 minutes to dry if you're going to be sanding it, but you're not going to need to sand this. I mean, that's touch dry now. Give ply beautiful hue, beautiful sheen, and the moment you buff it, it's incredible. Now I've done exactly the same to these spacers. Remember, these are hardwood, so they look, in comparison, terrible. But it doesn't matter because they're the centres. So, as if by magic, there we have it. A bunch of them. They've all been shellacked. And they have an absolutely beautiful shine on them. I don't know if that comes across on the actual camera, but I hope so. It's fantastic. These have not had anything done to them apart from sanding sealer, shellac sanding sealer. They are shiny, they are glossy, and they're smooth as. So, and I've managed to damage that one. I don't know how, but don't worry. I got more, because remember what I said, you're going to need more if you're going to be doing this project. So, there. I absolutely love it. This has a beautiful grain in it. Sometimes you can get some nice ply and it just looks great. Next up we're going to need some cut pieces of, I was using this is just a pine 12mm dowel cut from this. And then I discovered hardwood 12mm dowel is cheaper. So why I'm going to continue using 12mm pine when hardwood is cheaper, I am going to hardwood. Yeah, that is what my next lot are going to be, is hardwood. And then you're just building it. Dab of glue. Dab of glue, and then yeah, just a dab of glue on each side, and there you have, that's your startings of a bike chain, or it's the startings of a letter. Yeah, there's your next one. In it goes. Build it up. Might be easier to build these piece by piece, yeah, and then put them together, which is probably not a bad idea. I mean, that's what I did think about doing, which was probably not a bad idea. And then Bob's your uncle. That is a bike chain. I don't care what people say. That's a bike chain. Yes, it's not a bike chain. They're 3 inches long, and there's no way that would go on a real bike. So you glue them together, and that's what you have. And then by the magic of, you know, the internet, editing, I think is actually what it's called. The magic of editing. There we have a weird looking T. And there we have a freestanding eye that you cannot see. There, that's better. Freestanding eye. Perfect. As a gift for someone with a name that begins with I. Boom. That likes bikes, obviously. Or motorbikes. Yeah, motorbikes, it could be 4-2, yeah. You know, bikes is because I like bikes. I like motorbikes, but
It's something quirky.
you know, it's something. There you go. Glamorous Assistant says it's something quirky, and it's something you can make yourself. And it's not the hardest thing in the world. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, obviously. If you've got to go out and buy a scroll saw, you can do this by hand. You just need a coping saw or an old fret saw. Whoops! I'll just kick you there. Now, if that's the case, you want to do it by hand, you're going to need one of these. And if you go with one of these, it might take you, well, quite some time. Obviously, down with that. Okay, so what I just said earlier about you can't hurt yourself on a scroll saw. Well, it's very hard to hurt yourself on a scroll saw, but hey, you can cut yourself quite nicely with one of these. I can't believe I just did that. I'm an idiot. Well, there we go. And hey, if you like my video,